Hey everybody, I'm Jordan Carlos. Welcome to Can We Talk About This?
You built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
In 1985, Back to the Future had everything a blockbuster should have. Time travel, action, comedy, special effects, and just a touch of incest.
Marty, you look so familiar to me. Do I know your mother?
With me to talk about Back to the Future is comedian Matteo Lane.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I want to ask you, Matteo, what was it like the first time you watched this movie?
I saw Back to the Future late in life. I was 15 and I watched it in German class. And by the time I finally saw it in English, I was like, my impression was like, this was a great film. I was, however, kind of shocked that everyone approved the storyline of his mom trying to bang her son.
Isn't he a dreamboat?
I mean, what was that?
It's just not how I was raised.
And he can sleep in my room.
There's some crazy moments like Libyan nationalists. Marty McFly invents rock and roll and everything. But the good, the bad, the sweet, the sour, I love that movie. And it remains iconic because I think we all want to have a second chance at something.
Yeah.
So was there any aspect of the film that you found relatable?
The desperation of the mother. Because I am both the horny teenager who is willing to throw my life away to sleep with someone that she just met, and I'm also the probably liver problem mother who's about to cut into a sheet cake. Yeah, that's me.
What would be different about the film if it were made today?
He'd probably travel in an iPhone and then just go back and sit on Instagram and not get anything done. He wouldn't be inventing rock and roll in the skateboard. He'd just be doing this, being like, what was I supposed to do? Ugh, whatever. Does anyone have Wi-Fi in 1950?
Doc, my only hope.
Going back in time to an era, to a simpler time, is a theme that we hear not only in popular culture, but in politics these days, right? And Marty's trip back, what did you make of that? Do you feel as though that was a time when America was great?
I have thought about that. I guess watching it with 2022 eyes, I think what they're saying is let's go back to a time where we don't discuss problems. And that's what WASPs do. And I was not raised in a WASP home, so I only know how to discuss problems and scream at them and yell at them. So it's like I'm uncomfortable with not talking about stuff.
Stand tall, boy. Have some respect for yourself.
In Back to the Future, they were very honest about the fact that life in 1955 was segregated. The only black characters are Goldie, who will be the mayor one day.
Mayor! Now that's a good idea.
And then the guys that are entertaining the kids at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Come on, man. Let's do something that really cooks.
For black people watching the movie, our time machine would only go back so far.
Well, as gays, I can go back to when? 2013? When can I go back? I can't even think of a decade I would get. I couldn't even go back to the 80s.
Black straight man, I'd probably set my flux capacitor at 1970.
It's always the straightest, whitest person who's like, I would love to go back in time. What year would you pick? And I'm like, I don't know, last Tuesday? And even then, we haven't quite got to where we need to be. Like, that's how you know there's like white, straight privilege at Marty McFly's running around the 1950s like, fun.
I can spend a week in 1955. I can hang out. You can show me around.
I hate to say this, but we're out of time. Thanks so much to my guest, Matteo Lane. This has been Can We Talk About This? I'm Jordan Carlos. Enjoy the movie.